Welcome back, everybody. It's been quite a while and a lot has happened since the last time I had a video log. So what I got going on here is I have unfortunately moved again. This is a new workstation, same setup as before, and new garage, slightly larger than the last one, which is nice. Just the woes of being a renter and not owning your own place. So the big things that I have done the last time that you've seen is a full rear end rebuild. What I've done is new leaf springs, painted the axle, new Bilstein shocks. I've got a brand new third member with a Eaton True Track limited slip differential, still doing 3.0 highway gears. Brakes are all redone, new axle shafts, new bearings, basically the works. The only thing that was not replaced on this rear axle, the housing itself. And as you can see, I've painted some of the frame and body under here. And so that was a lot of fun. Still using the POR 15 paint. And also what I got here is a Borg Warner T19 transmission, and this thing is fully rebuilt. I did this myself in the garage. All new synchros on the inside, new reverse gear, new first gear, new bearings, new seals, and some new hardware. I did have to replace the input shaft because I messed up when I was trying to cut off one of the lock rings. It was not being cooperative, so I had to cut that off and unfortunately cut into the input shaft, so I had to order a new one of those. This transmission is out of a 1985 F250 with a 460 engine that was at a junkyard. So I got it for $160. It came with the bell housing and it came with the 4x4 adapter. The bell housing I went and sold for $250, and so that paid for gas and some of the other parts that I purchased for it. So I basically took my bell housing off of my SROD transmission, and I've got that somewhere. I don't think it's in here, but that's what I'm going to be using. It's really nice having modular transmissions. So it is a 4-speed. First gear is 5.11 to 1 ratio, so it's not going to be too slow, especially with those highway gears. I think it will be pretty nice. It's going to max out about 20 miles per hour in first gear, which is not that bad. Back to the truck. I have pulled everything out as far as drivetrain is concerned. The transfer case I still have at work, and there I think I'm just gonna clean it. I still have the center section of the frame to paint, but above all, I still have holes in the floor pan to weld up. Unfortunately, I don't know how to weld. Probably get somebody else to do it or practice on some really thin sheet metal. So really what needs to go on in the engine bay here is just a major cleanup job. It's just dirty. It's just dirty. Needs some new paint, some grease. There's still houses in here, so that's got to get vacuumed out. I'm gonna do a new wire harness. No, before I do the new wire harness, I'm obviously gonna paint the engine bay once I got a lot of this stuff out of here, and then try to restore some of these parts. As for the Humble Straight 6, my plans are ditch the carb, go with a Holley 2-barrel sniper EFI, get rid of a lot of this emissions equipment and this vacuum line mess. It's really complicated. There's lots of vacuum leaks going on here. A lot of this stuff does not have replacement parts for the things that are busted. Then I'm going to be taking the head and get bigger valves, get it ported as well. Since this is going away, this bracket, I'll probably either have to modify it and cut it down, or probably get a new bracket. Definitely gonna go with a new alternator. Stock style alternators are just really not gonna have enough power for what I want. I do want a thumping stereo and, run all sorts of auxiliary stuff just in case, lights. I'm gonna keep the air conditioning. Hopefully this actually works. I can't really tell from the outside if there's anything really wrong with it other than the sheer amount of vacuum leaks and all of this emission stuff that, through it malfunctioning may be causing the engine to run really poorly. The coolant was a healthy color when I drained it out. There's no like catastrophic oil leaks or anything that's charred on the outside of this engine. I mean, it looks fairly healthy, but it's still got to be torn down completely and rebuilt. I'm not gonna put a bum engine back in, I will be recording a teardown of this engine. I'm basically just gonna bring it all the way down to the block, take the pistons out, take the crank out. I wanted to get a GoPro to start recording stuff, but I think that's gonna be a little ways off. That's about $280 for the one that I wanna get. That's $280 that I really should be saving right now. But luckily, taking apart an engine is free. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again, and see you on the next one.